Eric Stonecold Kirkland. 24-year-old Eric Kirkland is from Wyandanch, New York, 6'2", 222 pounds. And undefeated as a professional, 13-0 with 9 knockouts. And he'll be taking on not Ron Guerrero, who he was supposed to fight, but this man, Robert Wiggins, 33 years of age, born in Queens, fighting out of Providence, Rhode Island, 12-0-1, 6 knockouts. He was in Atlantic City yesterday getting ready for another fight when Ron Guerrero, did not pass his physical because of high blood pressure. Wiggins got back in his car with his manager, Jim Casey, and drove back home to take the TV fight tonight. Well, the rules for tonight, as governed by the Mohegan tribe and their tribal rules: 3 knockdown rule in effect, so it's a standing 8 count. Referee or doctor may stop it. Fighter cannot be saved with the bell in any round. Accidental foul, they'll go to the scorecards after half the rounds are complete. Well, Teddy, there you get a look at Robert Wiggins. And have you ever heard of a guy, Ron Guerrero, was supposed to fight high blood pressure? Can you think of many examples of high blood pressure causing a guy to fail a physical?
The one that comes to mind in history that stands out, Muhammad Ali at the time was Cassius Clay in his first title challenge with Sonny Liston. His blood pressure was so high they were almost going to cancel the fight, but then they took it again before the fight and was back to normal.
So Guerrero, who would have given Kirkland probably the best test of his young career, gets Wiggins instead. Wiggins has never been knocked out, had very limited amateur experience, quit the sport of boxing, turned professional at the age of 30. He's been in against subpar opposition, has Wiggins. His last 5 opponents have a winning percentage of 27%, a combined record of 49, 128, and 7. Last fight was in July. Kirkland in the yellow trunks with the black trim. Last fight on October the 26th, knocked out Christopher Brown. We saw him on Friday Night Fights back in April in Nevada, 8th round stoppage of Willie Chapman. Supposed to fight Dale Crow, then Adolfo Washington. Then Chapman got put in at the last second, and Kirkland passed with flying colors.
With the change of opponent at the last second, Kirkland had no time to prepare for a southpaw, which Wiggins is. And that can be difficult. You've had no time to spar with a lefty. You're getting in the ring. Whole new look. Different side.
And unlike, you know, when you're fighting subpar competition for Kirkland, they actually prepared for Guerrero. It wasn't like, well, we're just going to go in and get work done and do our thing. They watched tapes. They had seen Guerrero fight a couple times. So that's the guy mentally, up until yesterday, Kirkland was preparing for.
No doubt about it, Kirkland has been in with soft opposition. And Wiggins, even though his last 5 opponents, their records have been horrible, Wiggins has been in, I believe, with some of the better opposition. This is a step up for Kirkland. I don't know how big a step, but it is a step up. And as we say, he has to deal with another element, a southpaw, last second change.
Not necessarily the test that Guerrero would have provided. Right hand there from Kirkland, shoves out another right.
The shorter Wiggins giving the taller, bigger Kirkland the landscape he needs to get his punches off by laying back, giving him a chance to fight tall, to take advantage of his long arms. Oh, Wiggins is going into that defensive mode and not closing the gap.
Final seconds of the first round, and round controlled by Kirkland in the gold trunks. Well, coming up in our main event for you tonight, it should be a dandy. We'll get a look at Eric Harding. He'll square off against George Khalid Jones in a light heavyweight showdown. Glad you can join us for Friday Night Fights here on ESPN2 from the Mohegan Sun. Bob Papa along with Teddy Atlas. You know, Eric Harding wasn't a top-notch amateur, sort of like a bottle of cheap wine you take out of a wine cellar, and he has blossomed as he's gone on in his career. George Jones, very workmanlike in his efforts. Now, Teddy, of course, Jones is coming off that tragedy with Batavia in Scotland, psychologically, we've spoken to Jones about it. Do we really know? Does he even know in his heart how he will react once this fight starts?
No, he doesn't. The gym is a whole different thing. And he admitted yesterday when we interviewed him, he said that he was tentative when he came back to the gym. He left the gym and then came back. So we know it's affected him. And he doesn't know how much until he gets in that ring. We've had great fighters in the past. Guys like Emil Griffith, Ezra Charles, guys like Max Baer. They've all been affected by ring tragedies. It's a matter of how much. And on top of it, well, I'll tell you, Jones has a difficult style to deal with to begin with. Harding, a good defensive fighter, difficult fight to take.
Well, round number 2 underway with Eric Stonecold Kirkland in the gold and Robert Wiggins, who took this fight on short notice, and he's taking the fight right toward Kirkland.
Reversed roles from the first round. Reverse strategy. Wiggins staying short the first round. Staying defensive, laying back. Coming forward the first couple seconds here.
Kirkland 10 of 36 in that first round. 3 of 14 for Wiggins.
Tough situation for Wiggins to short a man. When he lays back, he will allow Kirkland to use his longer reach, pick his spots. When he comes forward, you can see he doesn't have the training, does not have the finesse to know how to work his way in. He throws wide, reaching punches. He can get caught that way. He can feel very vulnerable when he does that. He feels a necessity to get close. You can see that. But when he does it with the long punches. And he can also feel a little bit of a nakedness, a worry about leaving himself vulnerable. And that can cause him to lay back. Again, Wiggins reaching in, not using his jab, and working his way in with the bigger Kirkland. Now, Wiggins has not paid a price for that reaching yet. Look for the corner of Kirkland to make him aware that there are openings every time the shorter Wiggins reaches. Look for them to tell him, make him pay.
Wiggins going after Kirkland.
And Kirkland not countering in between those wide punches. Kirkland going straight back. That could be a no-no.
Sometimes when you talk with Kirkland, he contradicts himself. At one point, tell you how green he is and how he's still learning. When we spoke with him last April, he said that he felt realistically by April of 2002 he could be heavyweight champion of the world. He's got to get in there first against a top 10 guy and beat one of those guys.
Kirkland is still raw, still green. Very little amateur background.
Only 8 amateur bouts for Kirkland.
I want to go out with the guys to watch the game, but I have.
There's those long, wide punches from Wiggins reaching in. But Kirkland not making him pay, not filling the holes.
Round number 3 underway. Kirkland and Wiggins.
Right now, Kirkland needs to establish a plan, which it looks like he's setting out to do. Use the jab, dictate distance, control the shorter Wiggins, keep him where you want to keep him, get your punches off, or when you do step back, make him pay.
Now, Teddy, at the end of that last round, Wiggins threw that last punch after the bell, and referee Dick Flaherty deducted a point from Wiggins. So if you gave Wiggins that last round, which you could make the case for because he was busier and he landed more, and maybe even landed the better shots in that round, he suddenly doesn't win the round because of the point.
And I did give that round 10-9 to Wiggins, and I do need to take a point away, and it becomes a 9-9 round. Again, Kirkland needs to establish his fight plan. Got caught a good shot standing in front. He wasn't all the way in, he wasn't all the way out. He was in limbo. He paid for it. You don't want to be in limbo with any fighter, especially with a free winger. Those wide shots. You want to be inside those wide shots or all the way outside them. You don't want to be at that distance where you're at the end of those wide shots. Pulling straight back.
Oh, Kirkland is hurt. He is definitely hurt.
The right hand missed, but the follow-up left hand landed.
The ropes kept Kirkland up.
We've been talking about it. Kirkland's been going back straight instead in the first round.
Oh, right to the ear hurts him. Got a big upset. Left cross by Wiggins. And Dick Flaherty is